Over the past 3 years, the team at 2's Games have been working on Shapez 2, the sequel to Shapez.io, and on the 23rd of April, we will be launching 2.1.0 with a heap of changes and additions, which we've actually covered recently. But don't worry if you missed them, we will be summarising everything shortly. But before that, I thought it would be a great opportunity to cover everything that you need to know about the launch. First things first, for those of you dying to jump into the update, you'll be able to update your game from 2 PM Central European Summertime on Thursday the 23rd. Now previously we had mentioned that unfortunately save games won't be compatible with 1.0, however your blueprints should be fine, with the exception of particularly old blueprints which may need a little revamping first. Now if you'd rather not update to 1.0 just yet, we have added a Steam branch which will allow you to continue playing the pre-1.0 version. To access this, you'll need to go to your Steam library, locate Shapez 2, right click and go to Properties. On the newly opened box, select Game Versions and Betas. Ignore all the ones that I have here for the development branch. You'll actually be able to find the one that you need, which is the 0.1.1 old. Select this, then close the box. Steam will then install the pre-1.0 version and you should be able to access your old save files. But we do highly recommend jumping over to the full release branch once ready, as we do plan on releasing updates and a DLC further down the line. And if you're interested in hearing information about that hot off the press, then do make sure to click the subscribe button below to this YouTube channel and make sure to hit the bell icon while you're at it. In the meantime, you'll receive regular developer updates from us, like the previous videos we've released leading up to 1.0. And speaking of which, let's summarise everything that's coming in 1.0. The most notable change will be the addition of the new manufacture mode, focusing on building permanent large-scale factories and logistics. This is available to play as a new game mode when starting a new game. The mode itself replaces the Vortex with the Trade Broadcast Hub, which will produce shapes for you to use in your factories. Now alongside this, you'll find 9 different tiers of trade stations. These receive set shapes in return for a new conversion shape, which we call exotic shapes. These can then be used to fulfill quotas in the new donation station, research station, and Vortex Grand Assembler. The former is used to increase your operator level and grant research points to be spent on upgrades or unlocking one of the 7 alternate trade stations which offer alternate recipes and conversion shapes. The latter, Vortex Grand Assembler, is used to produce the Vortex platforms that you'll use in the classic game mode and is the goal of this game mode. We believe this new approach to playing shapes offers a great challenge for those who want to build larger factories and the logistics that come with that. And if you're wondering why we chose to develop this mode, I recommend checking out the dedicated video we covered on it, which I'll link at the bottom of the description below. But that doesn't mean you won't be seeing changes to the classic mode experience. So with the addition of trade stations and the production of new conversion shapes, we saw this as the perfect opportunity to expand on the classic mode. We've added 5 new milestones to the end of the classic mode experience, implementing the new trade stations from the manufacture mode, though these will act slightly differently, requiring less resources and using different recipes in return for new exotic shapes. These shapes will be used in the future trade station tiers, with the 11th milestone featuring the Vortex Grand Assembler, and providing it with exotic shapes will grant the production of a second new exotic shape needed for the final milestone, which completing will grant the new Mastery badge. Now if you're wondering which game mode is right for you, New players will want to start with the certification scenario, which is a new tutorial that provides you with the basic knowledge to get started. Classic mode is the original experience intended for Shapez, starting at factory level, which makes it perfect for new players who have completed the certification or those wanting a refresher to the game prior to exploring manufacture mode, which starts off at space factory scale. Both offer very different experiences, and you'll want to complete both if you want to unlock their associated mastery badge, which is another addition in 1.0. Now completing a game mode or difficulty setting will reward you with a mastery badge displayed on the game's main menu. Currently there are 6 available, 1 for manufacture mode, 1 for obtaining your operator license through the new and improved tutorial, and 4 for the classic mode and the various difficulties available. Along with mastery badges, you'll also be rewarded with over 80 achievements which have been added in 1.0 based on varying criteria such as reaching operator level 100, delivering specific shapes to the vortex, or placing thousands of space belts. There's even a few little secret achievements which we'll leave for you to discover. On top of all of this, you'll be able to access modding in 1.0, which will be accessible in-game and supported through the Steam Workshop, which I look forward to sharing more about in a future video. But you will find it much easier to find, install and manage your mods from now on. And this is just scratching the surface of the changes coming in 1.0. We've added lore to the game so you'll understand your place at Vortex Limited. Trains and train-related buildings have received a considerable improvement, including visual improvements, increased throughput by a further 100%, and added a new station spacer to allow freights to be held for a future stop. The spacer needed to be added though, and this was due to us overhauling train logic so that previews can now be shown on trains too. Speaking of previews, shape previews also show at the end of space belts and pipes, which you may have noticed have had a total redesign with space pipes now looking like pipes, and we've also revisualized the look of fluid launchers, and the individual pipes now have infinite throughput. On top of this, a number of other assets have had visual improvements, such as the crystal shapes, which we felt looked quite noisy previously. Shape and fluid miners have also been updated, along with space pipe and belt elevators. And we've also improved the shaders for fluids, glass and wires. Wires and associated buildables have also been visually overhauled and seen a few additional improvements. The simulated unstacker has been changed to a more intuitive layout. There's also a counterclockwise rotator, 2 new displays, the 2x2 and also 3x3 variant, and global wire transmitters now support integer and color channels. And on the subject of color, you can now create black fluid by mixing white with white, and uncolored fluid by mixing black with white, which can be used to remove paint from shapes. We've added a dark mode, which can be found in the gameplay settings, and we've added a variety of options for those with color vision deficiency. We've updated the main menu and reworked the menu screens when selecting a new game. Custom map generation now includes spiral generation options, which are now default, and there were multiple reasons for this change. Firstly, by being a spiral, it's easier to return to the center of the map. It also offers more space for your factories without needing to build over resources, and also emphasizes the importance of using trains. This also makes the map feel less noisy and more interesting to view, whilst also providing a fresh look when you jump into 1.0. Subsequently, when generating a map, selection parameters have also been improved with a new weighted system, and we've added the parameter for chunk size, allowing for larger chunks of resources when starting out. Now, if you struggle to find a particular shape in your local vicinity, the shape filter will be able to assist you, which is now able to filter empty shapes as well. The rework to milestones should make everything a little bit more intuitive, displaying what you've already unlocked, but more importantly, what shapes you need to deliver next. The same goes for the operator level screen, which now gives you the ability to pin and unpin individual operator shapes, and you'll be notified when you've completed your shape goals with a more visually appealing notification. The same goes for unlocking new technologies and achievements. Which brings us to the shop. Now, this has been cleaned up and offers larger upgrade capacity for platforms, and speed upgrades have been restructured so that all buildings will increase in speed along with the belts, meaning you'll never have to rework a factory line if it's optimized for throughput. This is made easy with almost all machines now showing videos when being placed, visualizing their throughput, and this can be disabled in these settings. You'll also find the new codex has been filled with tutorials explaining the various game mechanics, such as the Make Anything machines, which comes with pre-built examples. A new recipe screen shows all available conversion shapes for the current trade stations and operator shapes in both classic mode and manufacture mode, as well as an improved statistics screen. Space floors have also been lifted by one level, and we've improved the space building experience by making zooming towards a space platform automatically adjust the selected space level, creating a more seamless transition. The toolbar and entries have been reorganized to be more intuitive, and almost all icons have been reworked, refreshing their design and colors. We've also added another 10 minutes of music from the original composer, and if you're the owner of the supporter edition, you'll have an additional 10 minutes of music to enjoy. We've really gone to town for 1.0 with over 3,700 commits since the Dimensions update, with improvements to rendering, blueprint placement, memory and RAM improvements, as well as fixing multiple memory leaks and squishing over 500 bugs. Subsequently, 1.0 should be very stable, having gone through extensive internal and closed beta playtests, but if you do encounter any bugs, the easiest way to report it is going to be on our Discord channel in the Bugs Report channel. But that pretty much sums everything up for today. We really are so excited to share 1.0 with you and cannot wait to share more in the future. So again, please make sure to subscribe on here to keep up to date with everything that we have planned in the future. And if you're wondering what to watch next, why not check out our video on the manufacture mode prior to our release on the 23rd. But until next time, thanks for watching.